Today I am giving you my experience of using Good2Go Mobile. I kind of talked about some of the deals we have with them last week and what their plans look like, but today I am just going to be reviewing their service and comparing it to AT&T. If you end up liking this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, comment, like, subscribe, do all of it. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for watching. In this video today, I'm gonna go over a few things. And if you just wanna skip to one specific part, I'm gonna chapter it out below so you can just skip to the part you wanna watch. But the first thing I'm gonna go over is I'm just gonna go over some coverage. I'm gonna go over the Good2Go coverage maps. They run on T-Mobile and AT&T, so you have a few options. The next thing I am going to go over is a little bit about their plans, but mostly you can just check those plans out over here. I did a whole video on those plans. Then I'm going to show you how to set up service, as well as show you some speed tests. And lastly, I'm going to let you know who this plan is for and if you should even get this plan. Okay, first up, we're going to go over coverage maps. Like I mentioned before, Good2Go Mobile runs on 2 of the major networks here in the United States, T-Mobile and AT&T. First, let's go over T-Mobile's coverage map. T-Mobile has nationwide coverage. However, it is a little spotty. Currently, they only cover 62% of the United States with 4G LTE coverage, and that is the only type of network you can use with Good2Go. Good2Go doesn't do 5G, it only uses 4G LTE, so keep that in mind if you're interested in Good2Go. But some of the blank spots for the T-Mobile coverage map are scattered throughout the Midwest and the West Coast, with lots of scattered coverage in the East Coast. AT&T beats them in 4G coverage with 68% coverage of the United States. Now AT&T's coverage map is pretty solid on the East Coast and a little spotty through the Midwest and the West Coast, but a lot more coverage than T-Mobile. If you look at these maps side by side, you can see that AT&T's coverage is a little bit stronger. So in that regard, if you go with Good2Go Mobile, I highly recommend going with AT&T. Good2Go is also one of the few carriers that offers incredibly cheap AT&T service. So that's one reason I really love Good2Go, is that they do offer cheap AT&T service, whereas you can find cheap T-Mobile service virtually anywhere with lots of carriers. But Good2Go, AT&T, yes. Now let's briefly go over Good2Go's plans. They have a handful to choose from. Right now I'm gonna highlight 2. They have a really awesome deal for their 6 GB plan going on right now. You can get that for really cheap on Whistleout's website. I'll link that over there, along with the exclusive Whistleout 4 GB plan, and I'm linking that over here as well. Some things to note about Good2Go's plans: there's no 5G involved and no hotspot allowed, but otherwise a really solid plan. Unlimited talking, unlimited texting, and you get to use your data even if after it runs out. It just runs a little bit slower after that. But if you want to learn more about Good2Go's plans, check them out over here. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about how easy it was to set up Good2Go's service and getting it all good to go. Wow, it's just so hard to not accidentally make puns with this name because it just flows right in. It's too easy. But anyways, let's get back to it. Setting up service on Good2Go was incredibly simple. They sent me a SIM card, then I just went online, clicked to activate on their website, typed in my phone's IMEI number, gave them all the information they asked for, followed everything step by step. It's really, really foolproof. The only trouble I ran into at the end was because I have an iPhone 10, there are a few extra steps you have to go to get everything squared away on the iPhone 10, and they list those steps out really simply on their website. But if you're looking to switch, don't be afraid of the process. They make it incredibly easy. And if you want to bring an old phone or get a new phone, that's also simple as well. You can port your number over from Good2Go. I chose not to do that. I got a brand new number to test out because I'm using my current number on my AT&T service. So they make it really easy to port or to get a new number. But yeah, don't be afraid of switching. Don't be afraid of this process. It's really, really, really simple. And when you bring your own phone and sign up for service, Good2Go will ask you your phone's IMEI number. That will help them determine which network your phone will work best on. Because I bought my iPhone from AT&T, it was most compatible with AT&T. So I have been testing out AT&T's service on Good2Go, but you can choose between T-Mobile and AT&T depending on what they choose for you for your phone, or you can specifically choose which network will be best for you. Now, the next part of this review, I want to go over service, connection, data speeds, etc. Now, The service was great. I have AT&T, and AT&T covers a lot of service here in the United States. I'm rarely without it, so my phone calls are great. My texts go through just fine. That is not a problem. What I was really curious about was the data speeds and the data connections and how that would compare to my current AT&T plan, AT&T Elite. So I did a bunch of testing, and this is what I came to. This is my official conclusion, my official review. Good2Go speeds are incredibly fast. Not quite over 100 Mbps. They're not 5G speeds, but they're fast LTE speeds. I would consistently got between 50 and 75 Mbps down and up to 40 up in some cases, but averaging in the 20s. So overall, a very quality product, great speeds. However, when I would test my AT&T Elite plan next to at the same time as the Good2Go plan, AT&T Elite came out on top and my Good2Go speeds would slow down. Now this just demonstrates how, well, first of all, 5G is a little bit faster than 4G. So I always have 5G with my Elite plan, but since Good2Go doesn't have 5G, the speeds are just gonna be a little bit slower. So it demonstrates that. I think this also demonstrates priority levels. So AT&T Elite members have a higher priority of data, just meaning that they get faster data more often than Good2Go will. So if the network's congested or there's too many people fighting for service, Good2Go users will notice slightly slower speeds than AT&T branded cell phone plan users. So overall though, I still wasn't getting slow speeds. My Good2Go plan went from like 60 to 70 Mbps just down to 40, while my AT&T Elite plan would go a little bit higher than my Good2Go plan. So overall, if you're worried about data speeds, if you're worried about downgrading from AT&T to a Good2Go plan, or just switching to save some money, I wouldn't be worried. The speeds are great. They're not as fast as AT&T branded plans, but they do just fine. Okay, so now that I've kind of gone over the setup and the service, gone over some speeds, let's go over the pros and the cons of Good2Go, and then I'll let you know who Good2Go is best for. So Good2Go, the best parts of Good2Go are first the price. They are so budget friendly, it's amazing. Right now they have a few awesome deals going on. You can get a 6 GB plan, 6 GB a month for $15 a month, and you can get a 4 GB plan for $12.50 a month. I'm linking those plans up here and in the description so you can get a better idea of how much these plans will cost you. But really, you're not gonna find cheaper plans than that for how much data you get really anywhere else, especially now this is the second pro that I really love, especially on AT&T's network. You can find this with T-Mobile, but not with AT&T, and that's really where Good2Go shines, is the fact that they partner with AT&T to get some of the best service in the country at really budget-friendly prices. Now, the bad things, I don't want to say bad, but the things that I don't love about Good2Go is the fact that they don't offer 5G yet, although it could potentially be coming in the future, and they don't offer hotspot use yet, and that is supposedly coming in the future as well. So there's those two things that are easily fixed that are potentially coming to Good2Go service in the future. They just don't have it right now. However, lots of people don't even need 5G. It's not really worth it to quite upgrade your phone to be 5G capable yet, and lots of people don't really need a hotspot. So when you think about it that way, these two things that are usually welcome with other plans, they usually come with other plans that don't come with Good2Go, aren't really that necessary yet. So they might be moot if you don't really care about those things. So who is Good2Go for? Should you get this plan? Should you go with another carrier? But here's my bottom line. If you want cheap AT&T service, go with Good2Go. They will keep you satisfied, they will keep you happy, and especially with their wide range of plans, there is a plan here for everybody from unlimited users to very limited data users. And even if you want to test out Good2Go on the T-Mobile network, go for it. This is some awesome coverage, some awesome deals from Good2Go with T-Mobile users. I just prefer it for AT&T because you don't find many AT&T MVNOs out there that are great, but Good2Go is. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you want to check out these plans, again, I have everything linked in the description and over here to help you out. Thanks for watching. I'm Sherry Riggs with Whistle Out TV.